Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This is a video of the new Type 71. This is the Tier 10 Japanese heavy tank. This is the new line of the Japanese heavy tanks. And you can see it's quite a fairly modern looking tank. So we're going to do a quick review and a bit of gameplay and let you have a good look at it. We're running the common test client to show you, so it's going to come out in the next version. Alright, so let's go through some of the quick characteristics. So we've got firepower is not too bad, 400 average damage, average pen of the standard round is 260, but the APCR round gives you pen of 320 at the maximum. Drops down to 300 at the longest range there. Rate of fire is not too bad. Gun loading time 7.92, so that gives you a rate of fire of 7.58. And you can see this is with basically we've got standard equipment here: V-stab, gun rammer, and improved hardening. Talk about that in the gameplay. I haven't changed anything yet, but gun traverse speed is not too bad, 36.5. Gun depression is 12 degrees. Now that's with the suspension, so when you get up to, I think the standard is -8 degrees, and when you lift the back of the tank, it gets down to 12 degrees. Aim time is good, 1.92. Dispersion, now okay, so here we go. This is the new characteristic. So you saw this in the one that came out in the loot boxes. So when you're doing your maximum rate of fire, your dispersion is 0.4. So generally you do that when you're close. But if you go into the cooldown period, which is another extended period, so 11.63 compared to just under 8 seconds for the gun loading, then your dispersion gets down to an incredible 0.27, so pretty good for a heavy tank. Now this average DPM is when you're in DPM mode, so with the high dispersions, 3000 DPM is pretty good. Alright, 2400 hit points. Let's have a quick look at the armour. So 120 on the front of the turret, 70 on the sides, and 40 on the rear. Sorry, that's the hull. 120 on the hull, I should say. 300 on the face of the turret, and we'll have a look at that in tanks.gg in a second. 140 on the side of the turret, 50 on the rear. And mobility-wise, this is where I think improved hardening may not have been a good choice. It's a 60-ton tank, 1050 horsepower, 17.3 specific power is pretty reasonable. Gives you a top speed of 35, but it doesn't get up to speed all that quickly, so it does feel a bit sluggish, and that's why I think perhaps swap the improved hardening for a turbo. Concealment, well, it's a heavy tank, so I won't too much there, but standard view range 400. Now that's with 100% crew that it comes with, or in the common test that is. We're not running any extra food here or any other things to improve the vision, so that's the standard thing. Alright, look, let's jump into tanks.gg and show you the armour layout and do a comparison against some of the other heavy tanks, just to give you a comparison there. Alright, we'll start with a comparison to a couple of versatile heavy tanks, the Kamppanzer 07 PE and the MVY. The MVY, of course, is a tech tree tank. The Kamppanzer 07 is a tank unit to purchase, but fairly comparable here. So let's have a look at DPM is very similar. The MVY a little bit behind, slightly ahead with the Type 71. Standard pen 260, bit behind the Kamppanzer, but better than the MVY. And DPM damage slightly less than the Kamppanzer and less than the MVY. Rate of fire is better, and the reload time is better, and they are the same caliber guns. Shell velocity is the slowest of them, but with the premium rounds, they're more similar. Ammo capacity the same as the Kampanzer and better than the MVY. Gun handling, so this is probably the important part here. So aim time, not quite as good as the Kampanzer, but certainly better than the MVY. Cooldown is obviously particular to the Japanese line, so dispersion 0.27 is better than the others, but of course before the cooldown you're worse with 0.4. On the move, slightly better gun handling, 0.14 against 0.15 and 0.16, similar with tank traverse, same on the turret traverse, and the gun depression better than the other two, but again that's with the hull lifting, so it's similar to the Kampanzer when the hull isn't moving. Mobility, this is where it sort of falls behind, and this is why I think it might need a turbo. So 35 forward speed versus 50 for the Kampanzer and 40 for the MVY. You can see the reverse speed about the same, but not quite as good. And even though it's got a better engine, it's a heavier tank, and it's sort of in the middle ground in terms of the power to weight ratio, but it certainly does feel a bit sluggish without any other assistance. Ground resistance, not too bad. Better on hard terrain, similar on the medium, and better on the soft, so certainly better movement there across ground, but again you're not as performant in terms of speed and acceleration. What other things we've got here? So armor wise, so we've got the hull as 120 is lower than the other two. Turret armor is better than the Kampanzer, but lower than the MVY. And hit points wise, now again this is a little bit behind, because we were running improved hardening, which does give you extra hit points, but otherwise, yeah, without that they are the same. And camo wise, not so stealthy, but again heavy tanks doesn't really make too much difference there. Alright, let's go and have a look at the armor layout and see if there's anything spectacular we can show you there. So straight away you can see that you've got a cupola on top, and you've got a fairly angled lower plate there, but the upper plate is one of your main weaknesses there. Side of the turret obviously is penetrable, and the cupola's a bit of a trap there. Certainly when you're firing at the front, it's a pretty small target, and although you can pen it, it's a small target there, so you've got some ricochets as well. So no surprises there. The main part of the front of the turret, of course, is the most impenetrable part, so don't fire at that, and you probably bounce on the side of the turrets there. But yeah, if you've got the frontal plate there, you're going to be pretty good. And also just on the top deck there, firing at particularly at the driver's hatch there, you've got a good weak spot there. Otherwise, yeah, it's fairly unremarkable and standard sort of, modern battle tank layout. So no special characteristics there apart from the cooldown and of course the suspension. So that's pretty much the armor. Again, nothing special, and you want to be sniping to a fair extent, or getting hull down to get the best out of this. Alright, we are on the common test server, so you can pretty much only get games in tier 10, which is fine. Couldn't really get battles in the lower tiers of the Japanese line, so that's why we're showing this one. Yes, okay, common test server. Okay, this is on the EU side, so ping is a bit higher than normal, and yeah, you just don't know exactly what you're going to get. So going down to the dunes here to try and get some hull down positions, but not many people on this side, so may not get great results, but let's see what happens. can see, yeah, just from the look of the tank, fairly similar to the Kampfpanzer, and yeah, certainly similar to a lot of sort of modern tanks. But I guess the main thing is, yeah, this cooldown. So you can see on the reticle, once you go into zoom mode, you get two dotted circles. So there, the larger circle is your DPM mode, and the inner circle is your cooldown characteristic there. So anyway, just searching out for some targets, and here we go. Put a blind shot in there to see where that went. Now I'm firing the APCR, so this is to give you the best penetration in tier 10 games. Obviously, if you're catching tier 8s, which you just won't get on the common test server, you're certainly welcome to use the standard rounds. They've got plenty of pen for tier 8. And I'm getting spotted here, so again, this heavy tank, so nothing special in terms of camo. Not exactly sure what spotted us there, but could be one of the medium tanks there. So, just weighing up my life choices, the skill might say. Well, it's joy on this one. You can see there's a VZ55 way up ahead of us, but well out of view range. So we're going to go down to closer to the river where most of the action is, at least from this side. Now this is where you can see the mobility, yeah, just around 35k, and you can see we just penetrated that 60 TP on the side of the turret. We're not getting spotted there, which is good, but a bit of a low roll there, 328. So just getting targets there. There's another Type 71. And just not waiting long enough for the cooldown. So let's see if we can get some better opportunities here. Getting spotted there. That might have been the G-Saw. Yeah, in fact it possibly was. But now there's an enemy Type 71 here coming down this side, so let's see what we can do against that. Alright, there we go. So he's going down as you can see, but we managed to penetrate him, take a bit of a high roll just to compensate for the previous hit. So we managed to go through the top of the turret, and we've actually bounced the incoming round. So in this game, yeah, we're not going to bounce a whole lot of rounds, I don't think, so armor layout not so conducive, but try and just go through there, and what we've done is picked up some assisted damage there from the spotting. Alright, so we're just trying to get a bit closer here to try and help out the team going through the middle of the river. Just looking at the targets here now, we're getting closer and closer, so we might be subject to incoming fire. And yes, we've been spotted and we've been hit. We can barely turn it. Support my position. So we're trying to get close enough to the river, but without copying that fire from the Type 71, and we're getting spotted again, and we take another hit. And now we've got a bat chat going after us. Now, why people are playing bat chats on the common test server, I don't know. It's one of the oldest medium tanks in the game. Can we get rid of him? No, not quite. So the relay just not giving us what we need. But we did manage to put a round to him. However, we have lost a fair bit of our health in that. So heavy tank getting shot at frontally by a medium tank, not a great sensation. So can we come up here and help the E100? Not exactly, because everyone's out of the way. And there's that E100 in the distance there. So if we go up to the E100, the problem is you've got a Type 71 and a VZ, I'll probably get punished there, so I don't think we'll get there in time. Common test server, if you're not familiar with it, as long as your account has been running, within 30 days before the common test starts, you'll get all of your stats and all of your tanks in the game. So anything you've earned in the game will be showing up in your account here. The only difference is you get a fair chunk of gold and bonds, etc., to basically research whole tank lines that you don't have in your normal account, so you can try them out, which is exactly what I've been doing. Alright, so we're just searching for a target here. Game is in the balance. We're a bit up in hit points. Very few of them belong to me at this point. I'm putting it at 529 left. Sorry, 532. Can't even read the writing on my own screen. And we're just looking for the target here. Without giving away our position, if we can help it. We've got 2 low hit point tanks here. We can probably get rid of one. Not quite. Bit of a low roll, and we leave him there. Now we are spotted, and we're just trying to get another shot in here. And we just stay in this position a bit too long, and the enemy FE takes us out. Alright, so I think I got a blind shot in, but you can see not getting a lot of damage out of the gun, but that's more me not being a great player, as in I've been out of the game a little bit. So anyway, won't bore you with the rest of the game. This is common test, and we do get a win out of this, but the main thing is what did the Type 71 do. So we'll duck out. Alright, just a quick wrap up then. I think certainly not overpowered tank. Should be pretty good with turbo and in hull down positions. Sniping with that accurate gun when you're in cooldown mode, probably going to suit us well. But certainly it's a new heavy tank line, so the people who went up the Type 5 line probably think they wasted their time and should have gone up this line, but of course it wasn't there at the time, so don't think many people are going to do the big derp guns anymore. Anyway, will we set in clan wars? Probably not. It's not fast, and it's not got a special gun. I think the Campan 07 might be included, but anyway, I'll see how that goes there. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this or got something out of that. If you did, please give it a like, and if not, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then yeah, have a look at that. Anyway, we'll have better content in the new year, and welcome to the channel. So thanks for watching.